Hey guys, I heard something recently, and it kind of made me laugh a little bit. And essentially, um, what someone said was they said you cannot carry in Heroes of the Storm. It's a team-based game. You're only one person in a team. Stop using the word carry. And it was based on a series that I'm doing that's called Carrying to Masters with Support, and I'm showing guides on how to play the different support characters all the way up to Masters. And I thought it was really interesting because I personally carried up to Masters with support, and in Platinum, my win rate was close to 80%, so I know you can carry. But the way that I did it might be the reason why people are having trouble grasping the idea of one person can carry in a game. And the way I did it was communication. I did it by communicating to my team and explaining to them, hey, we can do other things. Like, I don't need to just land a route and hope for the best that people will follow up. I can tell people I'm going to land a route, and then they'll be ready to follow up. And I think that's where I did really, really well. But I also wanted to explain a few things. They said that, well, here's the storm. You can only really do 20% for or against your team. You know what I mean? Like, you can only increase the chance of winning by maybe 20%, so you can't carry the game. Well, statistics are just numbers. So while his numbers are correct, you need to understand that a lot of the heroes that have high win rates are not heroes that are played by pros, which means that the heroes that are often played by pros, the Tassadars, the Medivhs, the Li Mings, they're the ones that you have to make the right play at the right time, effectively doing exactly what you need to do. Same with Genji. All of the pros are playing these heroes that have really low win rates. But that's because they're doing the right things on them at the right times, compared to regular players who just pick the character because they want to pick the character. So you should be trying to understand that statistics are just numbers. It's your individual play that's going to make the difference of these characters, or else pros wouldn't be playing these low win rate heroes, and they would start playing only these Probiuses and Gazlos, which you never see being played in pro games. So why is it that pros are getting away with able to go from bronze to masters and bronze to masters over and over and over? And that's where I want to show a mentality. The mentality of people who like to blame things on everything else other than themselves, as well as the mentality of those who always look internally of what they can make difference. And it comes down to a psychology term called Locus of Control. And Locus of Control, there's two forms, internal and external. Internal means that you are always looking inward. I can determine my future. I look at what I can do, right? Like, I make things happen. An external means you're looking outside of you. You're looking at everything around you and going, I can't make a difference. What's the point? I'm just one person, and I can only do what my one person can do. Well, we know people have changed lives all around the world, and it only really takes one person a lot of times. So it all comes down to whether it's an internal or an external. Now, in life, people are more successful if they continue with an internal locus of control. For example, if you get passed up at a promotion at a job, if you're internal, you're going to say, what could I have done differently? Could I have came into work on days off when someone calls out more often? Or should I just still ignore the phone call because I know it's work calling and I don't want to go to work? Should I have been the one to volunteer to clean the bathrooms even though we were all drawing straws? Should I have been the one to make that difference? That's what an internal would look like. An external would say, "Oh, it's the friend that did it. You know, it's the friend who got the promotion. Oh, they're just friends. Oh, they get everything. Oh, it's discrimination." You know, they always look at everything as blaming it on everyone else. In life, the person with an internal locus of control, if they don't have a job that pays well enough, they would be looking for other jobs. And if they realize that they don't have the skills to get the other jobs, they would be looking at going back to school part-time. They would always be looking at what they can do to make a difference in their life and the lives of people around them. But with someone with an external locus of control, they're always going to blame it on other things. Oh, I can't get a new job because I don't have skills. I can't go back to school because I don't have money. I can't because of all these other things. Oh, the economy. Oh, this, oh, that. Yes. While you may not be able to change the economy alone, you can change how you approach the current economy. The economy kind of sucks right now. I'm going to admit it. Everyone's going to admit it. But that doesn't mean you can't do anything by yourself. And I see this a lot in Heroes of the Storm. You get into Heroes of the Storm, and what's happening is a lot of people are not doing things. They'll just do the bare minimum of what they have to do. If you're playing a healer, they just heal people. But they don't realize you can make callouts too. You can lead kills. If you're playing Malfurion, stop rooting after a stun is followed up. Start rooting where the enemies are going, which is going to prepare your team so that they can save their stuns for when the root's over, so you're guaranteed to get a kill. Stop wasting your ability. Start planning things. Say things in chat that say, hey, after we get a kill, like, I'm going to root this guy and guaranteed we're going to get a kill, and then we're going to go and move on. In lower ranks, it's easy because people make a ton of mistakes. But I was watching Psalm stream the other day. He was playing against me, and I thought it was funny, so I turned on the stream to see just kind of what they were talking about in chat. And I ended up hearing something that I shouldn't have, and I felt like I was stream sniping. But he said, hey, I'm going to play Garrosh, we're going to get a flip in the beginning, and we're going to follow that up with a stun, and guaranteed kill, and he's like, at level 10, we're going to do this. And Psalm, the guy who hits number 1 in ranked every single season, at some point during the season, was making plays. He was telling people what to do in draft. He was making sure that he could make a difference. The external locus of control people that even in Masters that are going, oh, I play well, but I just have a 55% win rate. Like, I'm just trying to slowly move up. You know what I mean? That's fine. But Psalm's sitting there showing you how to win these. And you may say, oh, well, I mean, how do you carry with this or how do you carry with that? I'm showing guides on how to do all of these things. I want to show you. I did this guide on how to kill an enemy laner at level 4 as a Tychus. And this guide is so simple, like this build's so simple, and you can do this with every hero. Every hero has a way you can abuse the enemy's mistakes. So you're sitting here and you go on the enemy hero, and imagine if you did this in a lane. Like, this is a guaranteed kill every time. I lost no health, I got a kill, and I knew who to pick against what hero at what time to always win the lane. I know what level I can always get a kill. I know where I need to be. I know how to position. I know what to use. You can do this with any hero. You can master every little detail, and you can win every lane. You can win every team fight, and you can force the team to win by making plans with your team and by picking the right people that you know exactly how much damage you do at what time and what trades you win. Don't have an external locus of control in life, and don't have an external locus of control when you're playing team-based games. Have an internal locus of control. What could you have done differently? I was showing this game, I was working with these group of people. They've got a ranked team. They're very, very good. And I watched one of their games, and there was a particular fight in the beginning where any individual player on their team could have made the difference where they won that fight without losing anyone. But each individual on their team made a mistake that made it to where they lost someone on their team. It was their tank who ended up dying. But if any single player did anything differently, that tank would have survived, and they would have been able to get the first objective. They would have been able to get the enemy's camp, as well as they would have been able to push and take the level 10 first. All because of any one mistake that any one of those players could have made differently. We all make tons of mistakes every game, but if you were to play perfectly and everyone else in your team and the enemy team were to make a ton of mistakes, you would lead your team to victory. The next thing is, talk to your team. If you are the type of person that always feels like, hey, I'm only one person on a team, what can I do? Get some momentum. Start communicating. I keep watching these games where I'm watching these streamers who are like gold, plat, and like getting up to diamond, and they're all sitting there like quiet the whole game until they're losing, and then when they start losing, they're like, hey guys, we should start doing this. No. You talk the entire game so that you can make a difference. If your team doesn't know what they're doing, there's a lot of people who get into Masters with mechanics alone. They don't know what they're doing. They're just following along. So if you can communicate and say, hey, let's go this way, you now have momentum. And you know what momentum brings? It makes it to where you can do a lot more than just yourself. I have a fun quote that I like for situations like this. No snowflake in an avalanche ever feels responsible. Have you ever been hit in the head with a snowflake and you've wondered, whoa, what was that? Like that was nothing, right? Like, it was just a snowflake. It was nothing. Well, it's the same thing. If you're in a game And you're just, I mean, if you've got one person who's just kind of poking you, that's no big deal. But if you get your whole team going in, you're getting kills, right? Well, that communication's all you need to do. So while no snowflake in an avalanche feels responsible, a single snowflake isn't that much. But if that snowflake combines with all the rest of the snowflakes, avalanches can take down small towns. So not only can you do things by yourself, by taking out enemy heroes, by knowing exactly how much damage you can do at any point in the game, but you can also lead to your team winning by simply making out callouts and turning yourself into a momentous force to win the game. So, what have we learned? In life and in games, don't have an external locus of control. Start now by thinking of everything internally on Heroes of the Storm. And then go into life and understand, don't start blaming everything else for life. Start looking at this and going, what could I do differently in life? Am I playing too many video games? Could I be learning a new language right now? Could I be writing that book that I've always been talking about? What could I do today to make a difference? Maybe just go do some push-ups. You can do so many things. I always have this thing. I've got this other friend, and I'm probably making this video way longer than it has to be. But I've got this other friend, and he's always talking about how he's in the friend zone. And the thing that always kills me about him is he's always talking about his dream girls and how they always date these guys who are jerks, and they always date these like weird guys. And he's like, they're my dream girls. I would treat them like my dream girls. And I said, but here's the thing. Why do you think your dream girls don't like you? Like, why do you think that they want to keep you in the friend zone? Why do you think they're not attracted to you? I said, if you want to get your dream girl, become your dream girl's dream guy. Like, I don't see why that isn't something that people are thinking about. Stop blaming everything else. Stop saying, oh, she likes going for jerks. No, she's going for someone who has a personality. And yes, his personality might be a little harsh at times, but he speaks his mind, you know? She might like that. She might not want someone who sugarcoats everything. Sorry, this video is getting way off topic. Essentially where I'm going with this is in life and in Heroes of the Storm, stop blaming everything on everything else. Yes, there's things that are out of your control. The economy. You can't do anything about the economy by yourself. But what you can do is you can change how you react to the economy. I'll leave with one other quote. You know what? Never mind. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to end off this video shorter than it could be, because I feel like I'm just ranting now. But in Heroes of the Storm, even alone, you can make a difference in multiple venues. Whether you practice a hero enough to where you're the best with that hero, and you can kill the enemies because they don't expect the amount of damage that a solo lane Tychus can do, or they weren't expecting Ring of Frost to be followed by a Root. You know what I mean? Like, I've been showing guides on how to use these heroes to where you can lead to more kills. But that's the thing, is you can make a difference by yourself, or you can go with the momentous route and start communicating with your team even when you're ahead, to make sure that everyone knows what they're doing and they're in the right places at the right times, so you alone can lead your team to victory. Okay? Those are the two main things that I want to do. Also, use this in life, guys. This is a psychological theory, and it makes a lot of sense. And it's what's holding back a lot of unsuccessful people compared to those who are successful. They're always looking for ways to improve. So if you like this video, feel free to check out some of my other ones. I've got a lot of Heroes of the Storm videos. If you like the psychology aspect, I'm actually in school for neuropsychology right now, and I could do more psychology connected to video games if you'd be interested. And if you are interested in those, feel free to leave a comment below. Thank you.